This is going to be the fringiest video ever. We're roughly 24 hours away from the kickoff of the first Capital Fringe Festival, the inaugural Capital Fringe Festival, which is essentially the creation of these two people with a lot of support from donors and volunteers and that sort of thing. But these two guys have made it happen. How are you feeling?
Tomorrow's July 20th. It's really crazy. It's kind of like saying tomorrow's Christmas. It's really good today. The first day we moved into our venues, we had a little bit of, like, wow, this is happening. We parked a 25-foot truck on a sidewalk because we had to assess what was going on with the 25-foot truck filled with equipment. So that was a pretty chaotic moment. Yesterday was a little bit better. We did 6 techs yesterday in our venues, and they all went pretty well. Today I feel like we are actually a machine with our production group. We've been doing meetings every night, and I feel like we're all starting to get on the same language, which is really important because we have a lot of shit to do. I mean, we have our 10 locations and 18 venues within that, and we're actually building them out. We're using 53 platforms in the entire festival. We built 29 of them. We put them in vans and we drive them to the venues and we bring them into the spaces. Painted them, etc. We have all the lights, all the sound, and it's, when something breaks down, you gotta get on your phone and figure out how it's gonna get there. People run into Radio Shack, me running around trying to get water at CVS and carrying it around in plastic bags to give to people yesterday because it was so hot. But today's going well. And if it continues to go well, then tomorrow will go well, and then we'll be able to do the festival. Tomorrow is our opening day, and basically what that means is we have our opening night party, which is at Avenue, which is going to happen. This
is the first performance event, kind of a sampler of stuff that's going to be happening at the festival, right?
Yep.
15 artists. The evening is being directed by Kathleen Akerley, is that right?
Both Kathleen and I have worked on this together, because Kathleen's, doing like 3 shows right now, and has a full-time job. So Kathleen and I have sort of been setting it up together throughout. Basically the direction we gave to people is that please don't come in and do a monologue. Nobody cares. So we did the words we came up with were come in and do a snapshot performance. If you have someone laying in a bed, or if you have someone peeling an orange in your show, just go lay in the bed. Just peel the orange. That sort of thing. Whether that's going to happen, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. Actually, I've been trying to send an email for 3 days to everyone that's performing in the hotspots. I finally got it done this morning. We have 2 MCs. Josh Lefkowitz, who's performing at the Sanctuary, is going to be the MC on the 2nd floor. Deb Randall from Venus Theater is going to be the MC on the 3rd floor. So they're going to kind of direct the sort of flow and character of the evening, and then everyone's going to kind of funnel in and out of that. I did encourage all the groups today, because we have no performances on the 1st floor, to kind of drum up excitement on the 1st floor so that people go up. We'll see if that happens.
You've been working on the Fringe project for what? Going on 2 years? A year and a half? In that time, what sort of idea have you come to in your own head about what Fringe is and what this festival specifically is in Washington? Damian?
Yeah, I mean, Fringe is, and what we really is big for us with Fringe is it's not necessarily reflective of the style of work or aesthetic quality of work. It's more about a process. It's about creating an outlet where artists self-produce. When we did our whole application process for this, we didn't even ask people what their shows were about. Because in a sense, we don't curate, we don't care. What we care about is making sure that the outlet's there, that it's ready, that it's up on time, that all this craziness happens so that these artists can do their 400 performances over 10 days and develop new audiences, get to know new stuff. Now, it lends itself to sometimes a little bit more edgier stuff simply because there isn't a lot of outlets for that out there. But, but overall, it's mostly about this process of being open and letting people produce.
again, you've spent going on 2 years on this. I'm not going to ask you what you're happiest about. I'm going to ask you the city paper question that says, what did you want to do that you haven't been able to do that's on your menu for next year?
I really wanted to do, and we had this plan originally, was to do like the party that's the opening night party. I wanted to do that every night of the festival, because it's really important for those that are participating in the festival to have a place to go at the end of the night and be like, oh my God, or to just sit down and be like, yeah. But I didn't have the capacity to plan it because we need one place to do it, and it became like, okay, we can do it in 4 places, and then it's like equipment and more staff involved. So next year I really want to figure out how to do our parties, our hotspots, every night of the festival. So that's one thing I wish we could have done this year. We'll do next year.
For me, I mean, one of the big things for me was, and I know Julianne agrees with this too, we definitely wanted to get more participation in the music community in the festival. And, you know, we tried, but we weren't able to get there. We have a lot of theater, we have a lot of dance, we actually have a lot of puppetry. It's really quite exciting. But I think next year I really want to get more of the music community involved, and so we have to figure out how to make that work too. So.
And I know you're not, I know this is not a curated festival, and you're not really in the business of steering people toward performances. But is it all right if I ask you what you're sort of personally most interested in seeing this first weekend? No, can't do that?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to be perfectly honest, like, I don't even know. Like, actually, last night I was walking through the warehouse and I said to myself, I was talking to Dominic, one of our TDs, and I was like, I don't even know if I have the temperament to sit and watch a show, because I'm just so, like, I'm not sleeping, I'm not really eating all that well, and I'm total adrenaline, like, with the phone and music and talking to people, that I can't imagine being like, all right, I can watch this show now. I mean, there's shows that I think sound interesting, but I don't know if I can watch them.
What's going to happen over the next 10 days that's going to make you proud, that's new, that's good for this city?
You know, I really think, I mean, I really believe a lot of Washingtonians are going to come out for this. And I think it's good for a city in a lot of different ways. First, they're going to see things they've never seen before or never would see. And I think it's going to start a little spark that's going to kind of change the way people think about going and attend the arts. And this next 10 days is going to do it, because we're going to hit them over the head. They're going to know we're happening. I mean, it's impossible not to at this point. And so, yeah, I mean, we're really going to change things.
The thing that I care that we're putting on these shows, I totally do. Like, I've been talking about it the whole time. The thing that I'm really excited about is that people are going to have to walk around downtown. People don't walk in DC. I mean, they kind of do, but the metro kind of makes you feel like you got to take it places and get off at the stops. But people are going to, like, yesterday I had to walk from the warehouse to the Canadian Embassy, and I was like, this isn't that bad. It was really hot out. But to have people come downtown, and downtown, since I've lived here, and I've lived here since 2003, has completely changed. You talk to someone else who's lived here for longer, they have a better story about it. But people are going to come down here, they're going to know what the warehouse is. Like, how many times do you mention the warehouse to someone and they're like, huh, what? So that is the most exciting thing, that downtown is going to become a place that you can come and walk around, and everyone's going to experience new things when they come down here for the festival. Because the energy, come down here right now and you'll fucking feel it, but the energy down here right now is like, ah! And it's only going to become more intense once all the performers are in the spaces doing the shows. It's fucking awesome.
Thanks for doing this. I know you're both busy.
No, thank you.
And it's hot in here.
It is. It is.
I'm Trey Graham. Thanks for watching. See you soon.